The number on your screen doesn't feel real. It never does at first. You refresh it anyway. Level 1, the $500 account. You fund it on a Tuesday night with money you were saving for something else. You don't tell anyone. The platform loads, and you see your balance sitting there, $500. And for a moment, it feels like a door has just opened in a wall you've been staring at your whole life. You buy something. You don't know exactly why that one. You saw it mentioned somewhere, a forum, a video. Someone said it was about to move. It moves up. Not a lot, $43, but you close the trade anyway because you're scared it'll disappear. And when you see that number go from $500 to $543, you feel something that isn't just happiness. It's proof. It's confirmation of something you already suspected about yourself, that you're different, that you see things other people miss. You open another trade immediately. This one goes the other way. You hold it. You tell yourself it'll come back. It always comes back. You've read that somewhere. You wait 2 days. It doesn't come back. You close it at a $67 loss. You're back to $476. You don't sleep well that night, but not because you're upset. Because you're already thinking about the next one. That's the clears throat thing about this level nobody warns you about. The loss doesn't stop you. It accelerates you. You fund another $200 the next morning. You tell yourself it's an investment in your education. At this level, the market is a personality. It has moods. It feels personal. When it goes your way, you feel chosen. When it doesn't, you feel targeted. You haven't learned yet that it doesn't know you exist. Your account ends the month at $390. You consider this tuition. Level 2, the $5,000 account. You've been doing this for 7 months. You've read 3 books. You've watched more hours of content than you've slept. You have a system now, or what you call a system. Entry rules, a watch list, a notebook where you track your trades by hand because you read that the best traders do that. You deposit $5,000 with rent money you freed up by cutting something else. You don't examine that decision too closely. This is a different game now. The numbers have weight. A 2% loss isn't $40 anymore. It's $100. You feel it in your chest differently. You sit in front of the screen and your hands don't move as fast. That's progress. You think you're not wrong. You start to see patterns, not the ones the YouTube video showed you, real ones. Things the market does before it does something else. You can't explain it precisely, but you feel it building. And one afternoon, you catch a move that nets you $340 in 20 minutes, and you sit back and feel like you've cracked something. Your girlfriend asks what you're doing. You say, clears throat. Just working on something. She doesn't push it. The account grows to $6,800, then pulls back to $5,200. Then you make a trade on a news event you misread, and you're at $4,100 in 40 minutes. You stare at the screen. You don't close it. You sit with it. You open a new position in the opposite direction trying to clears throat hedge, and you make it worse. And by end of day, you're at $3,600. You don't tell anyone. You fund another $1,400 to bring it back to $5,000. And you don't write that in the notebook. That's the hidden accounting that starts at this level. 2 sets of books, the one you track and the one you don't. You've started editing your own history. Not lying exactly, just curating, emphasizing the $340 afternoon, minimizing the $1,400 refund. You are beginning to protect the story more than the money. Level 3, the $25,000 account. You clear the PDT rule on a Thursday. Pattern day trader, $25,000 minimum to make unlimited trades in U.S. equities. You've been waiting for this the way other people wait for a promotion. It feels like a gate you finally walked through. The account is real now. The money took 2 years to accumulate, pulled from a salary that doesn't know you're doing this, from side work, from a structured settlement you cashed out early and told your mother was for a car. You have a setup, 2 monitors, a data subscription, a scanner you paid $150 a month for, a private Discord where people share ideas. You pay for that too. You think of yourself as a trader now, not someone who trades, a trader. There's a difference. And you feel it when you wake up at 6:45 a.m. and check futures before you're fully conscious. At this level, you start to encounter a new kind of pressure, consistency. You had good months before. Flukes feel the same as skill until you have to repeat them. Now, you're tracking your metrics. Win rate, average winner, average loser, profit factor. The numbers tell a story, and the story isn't as clean as the one in your head. You have 3 losing weeks in a row, not catastrophic, but consistent, in a way that means something. You are doing something wrong at a repeatable level, and you don't know what it is. And that specific uncertainty, skilled enough to know you're wrong, not skilled enough to know why, is the most dangerous place in this entire journey. You hire a trading coach for $2,000. He tells you things you already know. What he actually gives you is permission to trust yourself again. And that's worth it. And that's also a little disturbing. The account closes the year at $31,000. You are profitable. You are not yet good. Level 4, the $100,000 account. It happens faster than you expected and slower than you hoped. You have $100,000 in a trading account, and it no longer feels remarkable. That's the first sign something has changed in you. 12 months ago, this number would have been a fantasy. Now it's a working balance. You need it to be this size to take the positions you take. The money has become a tool, and tools don't impress you. You trade size now, real size. You're moving in and out of positions that most people will never see in their brokerage accounts in their lifetimes. You manage 6 figures in positions before lunch, and none of it feels real anymore. Your relationship ended. You didn't fight. There was nothing dramatic to point to. She said you were somewhere else, even when you were in the room. You didn't argue because she was right, and you both knew it. And there wasn't anything to say after that. You think about this sometimes in the 2 minutes between one trade closing and the next setup forming. Then the setup forms, and you stop thinking about it. At this level, you start to understand what edge actually means. It's not a strategy. It's not a pattern. It's a statistical reality that requires enough occurrences to prove itself and enough capital to survive the variance while you're proving it. Most people wash out before the sample size is large enough. You understand this now. You are almost one of them. You also start to understand what the market actually is. It's not a mechanism. It's not a system. It's a collection of humans making decisions in real time based on incomplete information and overlapping incentives. When you buy, someone sells, someone is wrong. You are in a zero-sum environment dressed up to feel like an economy. This is not cynicism. This is clarity. You start to find the other people who understand this. They talk differently, quieter, less excited, no alerts, no hype. They ask boring questions, and they ask them precisely. You feel more at home in their company than anywhere else. And you notice you have started to find most other conversations slightly annoying. Level 5, the $500,000 account. You don't feel like celebrating. That's not performance. That's not humility for the camera. You genuinely don't feel it. $500,000 with your name on it, and the primary emotion is a low stable pressure. The kind of pressure that doesn't spike because it never leaves. You feel it when you wake up. You feel it on the weekends when the market is closed. You feel it at dinner with your parents when they ask how things are going, and you say, good, and change the subject. Your entries are surgical now. You wait. You've learned to wait in a way that would be unrecognizable to the version of you who funded that first $500 account. You have setups you won't touch if the spread is wrong. You have rules you violated exactly twice in 4 years, and both times you paid for it immediately as if the market had been watching. Maybe that's superstition. Maybe that's pattern recognition. You're no longer sure where one ends and the other begins. At this level, you start to feel the liquidity. You're big enough now that your entries affect what you're entering. On thinly traded names, you can see your own order in the tape. You've become part of the machine you used to just watch. That should feel powerful. And sometimes it does, but more often, it just feels like responsibility without any ceremony. You don't talk about your account size, not because of some rule, because you've watched what happens when people find out. The shift in how they look at you, the calculations you can see them running, and you'd rather not participate in that. Your social life has contracted to a radius that contains almost nobody. You tell yourself it's necessary. That focus requires this: that you'll reconnect with people when you hit the next milestone. You've been saying that since the $25,000 account. Level 6, the $2 million account. Somewhere around here, the nature of the game changes. You're not trading anymore. Not exactly. You're allocating, managing exposure, thinking, in terms of portfolio construction and correlation and drawdown curves and risk-adjusted returns. The vocabulary has shifted, and so has the work. You spend more time in spreadsheets than on charts. $2 million generates problems you didn't anticipate. Tax structure, entity formation, estate planning. You have a lawyer now, an accountant who specializes in traders, a prime broker, or rel,